Hi there, my name's Steve and I'm Project Manager for artserie3d.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the SciFi base female character, and as you can see I've got the model loaded into a program called Unwrap3D. Unwrap3D is a program I use to actually export all the characters to the various game engines that we at Artserie cater for, and it's just a nice easy program to actually show you this particular model today, as it's easy for me to hide and show the groups that make up the SciFi base female. Now, as you can see on the screen at the moment, we have the main character, and currently all the costume elements of the character are initiated or being shown. Now, when you load this into your game engine, for example, if we take Unity, when you drag this into the 3D editor, you will see, as we see here, all the elements of a costume are shown. Now on your right hand side, just like in Unity, you'll have a list of all the models groups. And in fact in Unity, for example, when you drag the character into the main scene, this will come within your 3D game view and all the content inventory that you actually have at the moment. Now if we actually take a look at this side, you'll see various linked costume styles. So we have Azanti helmet, Azanti legs, Azanti shoulder pad, for example. Now the main element of this particular character is that we have a base female underneath that's just in underwear, or as this particular demonstration will show, just in tight sci-fi type casual gear, or ship casual gear as I like to call it. So if we actually begin to mute all the groups of all the named costume items, you'll see in this view here elements highlighting and then being hidden. Just take a moment to do this. Now we have the base arms. Leave all these base groups because that's the actual body mesh underneath. And essentially, if you was making a character customization screen in your game, this is the type of thing you'd see, wouldn't you? You'd see a character where the player could rotate around, and then a list of icons of available armour styles that the character can have, and then he can equip. So basically what I'm doing here is almost the same kind of thing. You know, the player will be able to click its armour and bring it, take it on, or bring it, take it on or off. Okay, so here we have it. In fact, we can go one stage further and actually take the base boots off. And what we see now is our 3D character at base level, or just in underwear style clothing. Now in the pack, we do have a variety of facial features. So if you go into the face texture folder within this particular pack, you'll get a whole host of different face styles to enhance the pack further. In a later update to the pack, we're going to be taking the face customization stage a little bit further. We're going to be actually going to allow the users to apply, especially on the female character, makeup, other elements to the face. Also we're going to integrate opening mouths and eyes blinking, like in the base medieval male upgrade which was launched recently. So now we can begin to customize our character. Now what you will notice, for each mesh group, the materials also has one texture, one material for each of those groups. This gives ultimate enhancements for you to be able to customize a piece of geometry within the pack, so you could get your own texture artist to actually paint his own style for you and so forth, or adapt the geometry. Now all these mesh elements are rigged on this character, and if we for one moment you show the skeleton, each of the mesh groups that I just hidden is actually rigged to this character. For advanced users, I also provide an export of each piece with its own corresponding bone group as a separate export, allowing for the advanced user to, on the fly, merge elements rather than load the whole model. Now personally for me there's pros and cons against this. For ease of use and for most users you'll just be dealing with this one fem SciFi base -1 file which contains all the elements. This is provided in a variety of formats. We have FBX, we have DirectX and Unwrap 3D for the actual what I call multi-track animations. Also Unity package is provided. And what I mean by multi-track, if we look at the animation editor, each animation has its own track. So I could simply click on that. So if I clicked on walking, press select. The animation might run a bit slow and jerky because of the video program I'm using to record this at the moment. And you'll see that's gone into the walk animation. So these are multi-tracks animation, if you just turn that off for a moment. Now for game engines like 3D Game Studio and others that don't use multi-track formats with the FBX, I also provide FBX 2010 and 2012, DAE, Unwrap 3D, Blitz 3D, DirectX and so forth, and these all have single track animations. And what that means, you're provided with a list of animations with start-stop time. So for example, walk 1 to 20, run 21 to 40, and in your game engine you split these up. If you just disable that for a moment, hide the skeleton. Okay, so we want to make the Azanti trooper, so let's switch on the Azanti helmet. Then we have legs. Now what you will notice on the leg element of this pack is that rather than having meshes that go over the base legs torso, which would hinder performance in the game engine, we actually provide these as mesh swap-ins. And this is the only element of the pack which has the mesh swap-in, or say all the others go on top of the chest, the torso and the arms. So now if we hide the base legs, and this is what you do in your game engine, there we go, we've now you show the Azanti legs. Now let's put on some boots. So we could, I don't know, bounty hunter boots, or we could put the variety on. Let's see, base boots, or in fact let's use the Azanti boots, which goes with this particular element. Switch back into perspective. Okay, so there we have a nice combination of boots and legs. Now if we go into the shoulder pads, let's initialize the shoulder pads, and then we want another element to add. We can add our gun, which is the assault gun. And there we have it. We have this base character with these elements all switched on. Now with this character you can see on the helmet, for these anti-helmet the eyes are clear, the eyes are visible, but in the game you would actually have the transparent visor, which actually makes a hazed look on this area, or you could apply the tech glasses like that. Okay, so say we want another style now. We could add a bit of variety, so disable the Azanti helmet, and then we can actually add Battletech helmet, which is a nice different style helmet. We could also add some wrist armour. So if we go into our Assault Force wrist pads, add those, or there's another one which I quite like, which is the Bounty Hunter wrist pads, nice techy looking arm pads. Okay, if we want to radically change the look again, let's disable our Azanti legs and Azanti boots, and let's go to the Assault Force, which is the particular character I really like in this pack. So if we initialize the Assault Force legs, disable the Bounty Hunter torso, initialize the Assault Force torso, And what you can actually do on these torso elements as well is, because they've got sealed arm groups, you can actually disable now the base torso that is underneath to improve performance. Disable the Bounty Hunter wrist pads. Enable the Assault Force wrist pads. The Assault Force shoulder pads. Thus we then need to hide the Azantian shoulder pads. And now what we can put on is the Assault Force boots. And there you go, we've got a radically different design for this character. One I really like. Love the chest torso piece on this. It was one of my favourites with the base mail, which this the SciFi base mail, which this pack also accompanies. Okay, so today it's a brief little demonstration of showing you how this pack works and how it's very easy to hide and show groups to make various armour elements. In the near future, we're going to be releasing booster packs for these particular packages. And what you could do also, if you own a program like Unwrap 3D, or indeed another application, if you didn't want to use this as a base custom character within a game engine, you could simply load the whole pack in, hide or show the groups you want, and then export just that particular character. So great for making varieties of NPCs or enemies and so forth. I hope you've enjoyed this today. If you need any assistance, any further help, give me an email, steve@arteria3d.com, and I'd be more than helpful to answer any of your questions. Thank you, have a great day, bye.